Hello, welcome to the Mike Rich Show, and a guest today is Nathan Harp, one of the top bullfighters in the country. Come in to talk a little bit about himself and some injuries he's had and try to learn something from him.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
One question I have for you, which a lot of common people don't get or understand the difference, is there's cowboy protection bullfighting and then there's freestyle bullfighting.
Yep.
Can you kind of explain the difference there?
Yeah, so cowboy protection is where it's, we have the bull riding, and at 8 seconds, if they make the ride, they're trying to get off. So my job is to do whatever it takes to keep that bull rider safe. And we work in 2 or 3 teams, so here in Tucson, I work with Wasey Munsell and Dusty Tuckness. And so as a team, we do whatever it takes to keep that guy safe. Think of us as the Secret Service. We're gonna make sure those guys get away safely and are able to go to their next rodeo. And then as far as the freestyle bullfighting, that's more like the competition side for us, where we show up and we compete against anywhere from 2 to 14 other bullfighters, and it's a 40-second bullfight for they turn out one bull for one bullfighter, and 40 to 60 seconds we just go head to head with him, and it's almost a dance, and just see how close we can keep it with him, how tight we can keep him, and how we can interact with him without him hooking us, without him chase us up the fence, and then try to get a good sail at the end, a jump or some sorts. And nowadays the sport has grown so much that the freestyle bullfighting, there's guys that can do backflips and all kinds of crazy stuff that I never even thought about doing.
No, good analogy there. Because I think when I see you, like, I really value the cowboy protection side.
Right.
When you guys do freestyle, I cringe.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm usually gonna have to work somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So list some injuries you've had which has slowed you down.
So some injuries that have set me out is in 2017 I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus, and I was out I think about 6 to 8 months, somewhere in there, and that was probably the longest injury I had as far as sitting me out, and just the hardest to come back from, just due to the nature of that injury. You know more than I do as far as how that thing works. And then in 2020 I had my hip fixed. I had a bone spur and my labrum was tore, and they went in there and shaved off the bone spur and fixed the labrum. And that one took me, I think, about 4 months, to come back from. But those are kind of the two biggest setbacks. Yeah.
And the hip, you're lucky you're the age you are now, because the hip is where the shoulder was 20 years ago.
Right.
But now we're scoping the hip, cleaning off the bone spur, fixing the labrum, which 20 years ago they didn't do.
No, that's what they kind of explained to me, is that, nowadays they're able to fix this, but, like you said, 20 years ago, that I would just wait till it wears out and then get a new one, So thankfully, technology and medicine caught up.
So you, along with Tuckness, you're two of my bigger fitness guys traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a handful of you, but
right.
What's your take on fitness? What do you try to do? Is nutrition involved?
So nutrition's where I lack, way behind on everybody else. I try to eat healthy, but I don't have a rhyme or reason as far as, like, I know I'm supposed to eat my greens. No, I shouldn't eat these sweets and stuff like that. But as far as fitness, that's played a huge part in my career, and to get me where I am today. I know that I wouldn't be there without the work ethic that I was taught, from my family and into high school sports. And, the fitness side was what I felt like set me apart as far as being able to work harder than the rest, and there's a lot of guys that work hard, but I felt like I had to work extra hard because I didn't grow up in the rodeo world. So, like, I was trying to play catch up, I felt like that was the area that I could catch up with. And so, for me, fitness, was huge into how I first started. I went to Cody Webster's house, and we went to fought the dummy, and this was the first time I ever got around a fighting dummy, and, like, my legs were, like, done, and I was just coming out of football shape, and I was like, what the heck, I should be able to get around this no problem, and so I kind of learned that, not all shapes are the same, and it took some trial and error, obviously, but it really, that's where I feel like my career kind of took off as far as the fitness side of it, realizing that you don't just get to show up and fight bulls, for me anyways.
Some people can get away with it, but I appreciate you not getting away with it.
Yeah.
So on that, like, not growing up in a rodeo world, what got you involved in it? What was the first thing that said, hey, I'm going to try this?
So I loved 8 Seconds. I loved watching that rodeo movie. And then as a kid, I loved rodeo. So my grandparents would take me to any rodeo, the local there in Tuttle, or Bonanza, at the Lazy E, and I just was so enamored with the rodeo clown, I guess, you know. And then I realized, okay, wait, there's bullfighters and there's barrelmen. Well, I'm not funny, so I don't want to have anything to do with that. And I realized that, you know, the selflessness of the sport of bullfighting and what it looked like. And I really just kind of fell in love with it and went to a school when I was almost 16. And then after high school, I got really serious about it and kind of surrounded myself with the right people. And God just kind of kept opening door after door for me and led me where I am now.
You definitely did. You got a group of people, like
Yeah.
the Websters, the Tucks,
Yeah.
the people, Wasey. I mean, you guys stick together. You help young kids
Yeah.
like yourself at one point.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is
yeah.
awesome to see. Something you never leave home without. Safety or medical or
Yeah, so for sure, knee braces, obviously after just talking about knee surgery, knee braces and vests. Those are kind of the two most important things I don't leave home without. I started with not wearing knee braces, and then when I was like 21, I tore the MCL of my left knee, and then wore knee braces. I was wearing knee brace when I tore the other knee, but thank God I had that on, you know, it could have been way worse. And then obviously a vest, you know, I mean, it all it takes is one, and not even hooking, but getting stepped on in the wrong spot. You know, those vests save a lot of stuff.
That's true. And the vest a lot of you top guys wear, you have I call it the turtle shell back that's slick.
Yep.
Who makes those vests now?
So it's Gary Jones, Jones Pro Gear. He's the guy that makes them. He kind of started the first bullfighting vest way back in the Wrangler bullfight days, and he had a company, he sold it, and he started another one, and that's kind of what everybody's wearing nowadays is his vest.
Because I think the benefit there, like in physics, that shell takes a glancing blow versus the old ballistic material where the hoof would stick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want it to slide off you. You don't want all that weight coming down.
Definitely true. Any advice you'd give young or other cowgirls or cowboys, things you probably learned the hard way?
So, I mean, it's easy for me to speak on as far as bullfighting. So one is find a good school, learn from the best. You know, Cody Webster puts on a good school, Frank Newsom, Tuckness, they all put on some of the best schools that you're going to learn the best fundamentals that you can. Find a good group of guys like I did to surround yourself with, and then go to the practice pen and get around as much cattle as you can. Those are your teachers. They're going to teach you what works, and you're able to get around them, and they're going to teach you what doesn't work by hooking you. And just continue to work hard at it. And as far as like the fitness side of it, you know, for me, I like to lift weights, but it's not to go in there and, you know, lift the gym. You know, it's more, you know, more reps, more stuff like that. And then I used to run a lot, but as I've gotten older, my body's kind of told me running's not the same. So I do a lot more either biking or plyometrics, or I get in the dirt, you know, just different things like that. But I would just say, you know, either figure out how to work out or hire yourself somebody that knows how to work out that can help you reach your goals.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of those come around rodeo now, like personal trainers that are geared just to rodeo.
That's right.
A lot of bareback riders, a lot of bullfighters, even some saddle bronc riders.
Yep.
So that's been great to see from our end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sean Reddy, he's helped me out before, I think the NFR last year. I've used him a couple different times, like when I've just wanted to change up my workout program, gone to him, and he's been huge help.
Cool. He's really smart.
Yep.
What is the strangest thing you've ever seen in one of my facilities? Whether trailer, indoor?
That's a hard question. Out of all the questions you asked, that's probably the hardest question. I would honestly say Benny Butler was in the sports med trailer this last weekend, and seeing him in there was probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It took a lot to get Benny in there.
Yeah, that's right. You know he's hurting if he's in there.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't wait till 2 hours late.
Yeah,
and then snuck back in. That sounded more like Benny. But.
Yeah.
All right, wrapping up here with Nate, I just wanted to ask him, when you get hurt and you have to stay at home, sponsors play a big part.
For sure.
What can you tell me about your sponsors?
For sure. So, I mean, Lane Frost brand, I've been with them for the last, this will be year 2 with them, and they've been a huge part of just helping me get up and down the road, make great ball caps, sweatshirts, t-shirts. You know, I mean, Lane Frost was an icon, still an icon, you know, and thankfully him and his family are continuing his legacy. And it's great to be a part of. And then also, I mean, Justin Crisis Fund, you know, they're a huge help to the rodeo athlete when stuff does go wrong and you got medical bills and you're sitting at home, you know. So, I mean, those sponsorships and people like that, Just Boots, have been huge.
Thank you very much for being on the show, Nate.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.